Welcome back, everybody. Archbishop, listening to Rich Lechleiter share with you, we're so lucky.
He's a dynamo, and the Catholic Education Foundation is such a gift. Yeah. It's such a gift, especially to the youngsters who get a Catholic education in their families. Huh?
Our schools are so vibrant, and the more that we can make them accessible to anyone who wants to go, even better.
I agree.
Very good. Okay, this, in January, time goes fast, but we're aware of how many events happen just in this first quarter of the year. I'm mindful we have the Martin Luther King Jr. celebration. We have the pro-life mass in commemoration of the Roe v. Wade decision. We have Catholic Schools Week. We have so many events. We even end up moving towards Lent with the right of election for candidates. I want to walk through some of these events. Absolutely. Maybe, not so much advertising, but also just put a little word about them, each one of them. So can we start maybe with the Martin Luther King celebration?
Sure. I think Brian, we can say that anniversaries or events on a calendar are really an occasion for us to go a little deeper. And we do that, and I could even talk about the first two, about the celebration of Martin Luther King Day, but also about our commemoration with regard to Roe v. Wade and the care for our children in the womb. Both deal with human dignity.
Yes. They
deal with, as Martin Luther King said so often, don't judge somebody by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. We call people to live that dignity. And I think that's a beautiful thing, to live responsible lives, but to do so, we all have to give people opportunities. So this celebration is one that calls us to continued action. And within all the things that have happened with racial tensions and even with a lack of harmony within our cities, we as Catholics need to step up and be instruments of peace, giving people opportunities to be judged, as we say, on the content of their character, on their human dignity. And the same would be true, I would say, when we look at the life of a child in the womb. The Catholic Church not only gives opportunities for pregnant women who are pregnant, who are experiencing difficulties. You know about opportunities for life.
Sure.
And, but we also speak up about laws, because changing hearts and the laws that support them go together. Together, they end up affecting what our culture looks like. So you can't do one without the other. You need to change hearts, but also we need to have laws that will respect the dignity of the person.
Connect racism and abortion, two evils that are seen to be in our face. They're in the there are laws, there's politics, there's strong emotions connected with these things. That's a good call for us as Catholics.
It is, and also that notion, as you said, a change of heart that moves us to action. And I think, I hope that this month, people who are listening and viewing will have an opportunity to get themselves involved. Many are already, but we need to even increase that greatly.
Let me give the audience some details, particularly those who are local, about the events. The Martin Luther King Jr. celebration is a Saturday this year, January 14th, noon, at the Cathedral of the Assumption. It's a time for prayer, good music, and reflection, and I believe you're preaching there this year.
I will be, and we did it, I think we did it on Saturday last time, and it worked out very well, so it would be good for people to get out for that.
The Respect Life Mass is January 22nd, 3 o'clock at St. Martin of Tours Parish, a beautiful Mass. Lots of traditions there where even school children bring forth flowers. There's, again, good music, good prayers of petition. Please, God, help us with this issue.
Yeah, there really is. And really, virtually all the parishes of the Archdiocese have a representation there. And that's one of my, one of the Masses I really look forward to being in part of. And the cause is so important, so important.
Moving on to the other events.
Sure.
Catholic Schools Week. We just spent time with Rich Lechleiter, so we know about our schools. This Catholic Schools are a whole week. The last week of January, the dates this year are January 29th to February 4th. There's lots of events in all of our schools.
And you know, that's when I'll be in Vietnam. I'll be making my trip as continuing the work I started as president. Cardinal DiNardo has invited me to represent him in Vietnam, and it's something I had been planning for quite a while. So Father Mark Spalding will be the celebrant as Vicar General for the Mass that will take place. I think it's at Our Lady of Lourdes.
Yes,
and
it is.
that's also a great way in which representatives from our schools come together.
Well, the Mass is a highlight, but all that week there's volleyball matches between students and faculty. There's dress down days and dress up days and festive feeling.
Well, let's lift up in celebration, because I mean, it's an announcing the good news in the hearts of these young people who are going to be present and future Catholics. They're going to be our leaders, and so Catholic schools is just a great gift to support.
And that date for the Mass itself is on the 31st, Tuesday the 31st at 10 o'clock.
Excellent.
Okay. One of the times we come back here right after that is for the Catholic Men's Conference.
Wow.
We didn't mention that at the beginning,
Father
but that's
Dave
one of the
Dwyer
big events.
is going to be
Father Dave Dwyer.
Busted Halo.
Busted Halo.
Listen, he's great. He's on the Sirius program, the Catholic Channel, with Cardinal Dolan. He often has Cardinal Dolan as part of that program, and I really like Father Dave. He's going to be very, very good. We've had a great tradition, and I'm so happy. Well, here we are.
Here we are.
We'll be here, and it'll be a full church with our men. Especially last year, there were fathers with their own fathers and with their children. So there were 3 generations
that's right.
coming in. I thought, wow, what a beautiful testimony to that family.
I know people look forward to that because it's a time. We could have another whole topic on men's spirituality.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
for men to get together, I know when they get together. I'm always at that event, and just when they sing together at Mass, just a whole church full of male voices. That's not speaking against the voice of women,
No,
but it's a
Brian,
beautiful.
Sacrament of Reconciliation.
Yeah, that's right. That's
I mean, and all the other events going on. It really is. I think that there are men who may be hearing this for the first time, and this would be a great way for them to spend that Saturday.
Very good. So they ought to look for that. There'll be information again on our screen here, and go anytime they want. They can go to the Archdiocesan webpage and see details about all these events.
Right.
Okay, one more. The rite of election happens as we move into Lent.
First Sunday of Lent, so right after Ash Wednesday.
That's right. Talk to us about that.
We'll have 2 masses of those who are being received into the church from all 24 counties, from all 110 parishes, come to one of 2 celebrations. It's not a Mass, but it's a celebration. Saturday will be at the Cathedral, and I think this Sunday celebration on the first Sunday of Lent will actually be at St. Peter the Apostle at Dixie Highway. And there's a couple of reasons for it. The rite of Christian initiation is now going to be called the Order of Christian Initiation for adults. There's going to be a new book. It's a restored order, and so what are we saying? We're saying that the people coming are declaring that Christ is calling them. The bishop is declaring our acceptance. The community is declaring that they want to accompany people. And then those being received into the church, along with their sponsors, progressively deepen their involvement so that the majority come the Easter Vigil will renew their faith, some cases be baptized, and receive Holy Communion and confirmation. It's the summit of the church year, and the rite of election is just a wonderful opportunity for us to acknowledge and welcome people being called to come into the Catholic Church.
I know besides the diocesan celebrations, it's always nice to see the parishes often announce that that's about to happen.
Well, they have a sending.
Sending, yeah.
And that's actually, in other words, the parish sends, and then the rite of election is receiving. So it's a beautiful event on that first weekend.
Okay, now we only hit five events. We have a full calendar.
I know.
So anytime, again, as I said earlier, we want to stay tuned to what goes on in the Archdiocese, events in our parishes, our schools, the agencies. Stay aware of our webpage. We'll put the webpage address up there at archlu.org, and you can stay aware of these things. Archbishop?
Hey, how about reading the record, too?
Read the record, too. There you go. There you go. So I'm glad you got that in there. Very good. All right, that's January. That's a wrap on this show. Thanks for being with us for Conversation with Archbishop Kurtz, and join us again next month when we're going to be back at St. Michael's again. Be with us, please.